Good afternoon, everyone. Director, honorable guests, faculty members, and students. Today, we would like to welcome all of you to our seminar, Authentic Experiences, Less is Not Acceptable for the Consumers with Joseph Time. First, I would like to invite our Director of Telecom University International College, Associate Professor Dr. K. Song Jansari, to give a speech for opening the seminar today. Please welcome.
Distinguished guests, teachers, and students of Telecom University International College, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to extend our warmest welcome to all of you to our panel discussion on the topic of authentic experiences. Less is not acceptable for the consumers. We are proud and honored to have such a distinguished speaker, Mr. Joseph, a world-class strategic consultant from Thailand. Very good. To help him to visit our college and to exchange his valuable experiences with us today. I am confident that his visit here will be worthwhile and meaningful to us. I would also like to express my thankfulness to Ajahn Christopher and Ajahn Sirivichai for their effort to organize this event. My deep gratitude also goes to all colleagues of the SUIC and staff for their contribution and dedication for this event. Lastly, I would like to thank all participants here for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come to our event for today. And I hope you will have every success in all deliberation of the event and fruitful afternoon.
Thank you very much. So now, as we would like to make our seminar to be relaxed as an afternoon discussion on interesting topic, I would like to invite our distinguished SUIC instructor, and he also one of our organizer of this seminar, Ajahn Chris De Boer, as our shared discussion. Please welcome Ajahn Chris to the stage. Now I would like to invite our respectable guest speaker. He is an author of multiple international bestseller books such as The Experience Economy, Work is Theater, and Business Stage. What consumers really want: authenticity, mass customization, infinite possibility, and more. Presently, he is an inspiring speaker for various topics, a management advisor to Fortune 500 companies and entrepreneurial startups alike, and a co-founder of Strategic Horizons LLP, which helping businesses to new ways of adding value to their economic offerings. Please welcome Mr. Joseph Pine. How are you? Today we have rain.
Lots of rain, yes. And no umbrella. We didn't bring an umbrella.
Yeah, it's quite impressive for the first time you come here. So as the topic, we have so many variants audience today here with multiple understanding about authentic experience and also economic experience economy. How can we clarify about this concept? First of all, for example, let me ask Ajahn Chris, what do you think about experience economy? This microphone.
Well, I said this morning when I met Joe that it was about 10 years ago when we met for the first time, and then he was, I think, making his book. He just published an article in the Harvard Business Review, but he was writing his book, and I still can remember these kind of sessions we had in the university in the Netherlands, and later on in a strategic set of course for 2 or 3 days to listen something about experiences, and it was quite new to me to hear how let's say developments in this country, or let's say in the world, are from products to services, and what is the next stage about services. Yeah, and Joe wrote a book and wrote articles about it, what is happening in this world and why services, offering service, is not enough anymore for people. They want something more. And some things were already visible in 2006 and 7.
So what about you, Joe? Can you briefly explain to let our audience firstly understand about what are we going to discuss more later on?
Well, the primary framework in the book, The Experience Economy, is what we call the progression of economic value. And it talks about how value has changed over millennia, really. Because you can go back, and for thousands of years, we had an agrarian economy, which is based off commodities. Commodities are things you grow in the ground, pull out of the ground, or raise in the ground, animal, mineral, vegetable. And then you extract them out of the ground and sell them on the open marketplace. So commodities are the basic agrarian economy, but then with the Industrial Revolution, 250 years ago, is when we began shifting into an industrial economy based off of goods. So goods are the physical, tangible things that we touch and feel, like this table, that is made out of commodities, right? And then in the 20th century, the latter half of the 20th century, when we shifted into a service economy, where services are we use goods as raw material to deliver a set of intangible activities on behalf of an individual person. And what happened in the service economy is that goods became commoditized. So they're treated like a commodity, where people don't care who makes them, they don't care about the brand, they don't care about the features, they're all pretty much the same anyway. They come to care about three things, and three things only, and that's price, price, and price. Right? That's when goods have been commoditized. And so what we see increasingly is that services are being commoditized as well. Long distance cell phone service, fast food restaurants, and so forth. And so what happens now is that for companies, goods and services are no longer enough. And goods and services are everywhere becoming mere commodities, which means it's time to move to a new level of economic value, to go beyond the goods and services to staging experiences. So experiences are in fact a distinct economic offering, as distinct from services as services are from goods. And basically we use goods as props and services as a stage to engage each and every person in an inherently personal way, and thereby create a memory, which is the hallmark of the experience.
So, Chris,
what I like in your speeches sometimes is you have examples. Can you tell the example? Can you stress this with the birthday cake? Because
yes.
Maybe you have.
Yeah, you can see it with a birthday cake, I can. When we were growing up, obviously I come from a U.S. perspective, so you can tell me it's different in Thailand. But the highlight of my birthday was always when my mom would bring out this birthday cake that she would bake from scratch. And what does from scratch mean? It means she actually got out the commodities. She touched the milk and sugar and eggs and flour, and actually I have no idea what goes into a birthday cake. Yeah, I've never made one. But the amount of stuff, the amount of commodities that go into that birthday cake was really only 10 or 20 cents.
We don't have a mother, but you have your birthday today.
This is your birthday.
Did you know that?
Where's the mother for you?
I was not expecting a birthday cake.
So this is so awesome now an experience.
You just turned it into an experience, yes, because a birthday party was always an experience, right? It's an experience for the kids, for their friends that are there, the parents stage for them. And that's the way it's always been with experiences. Experiences are not a new economic offering. They've always been around. Like birthday cakes and birthday parties have always been around. But it's newly identified. So we can say that, hey, and this is a distinct economic offering. So we used to, like I said, my mom was responsible for throwing the birthday party, baking the cake from scratch. But then along came manufacturers like Duncan Hines and Betty Crocker and others who allow you to bake the cake mix, bake the birthday cake from cake mix. And that would cost maybe $2 or $3. But an order of magnitude more than the birthday, the commodities. And then, as moms everywhere, it became more time-starved, is that they would call a grocery store or a bakery and have them bake the cake for us. And that might cost $15, $20, $30 US. another order of magnitude more than the commodity. But then, as it became so time-starved, we didn't always have time to throw the party anymore either, so we outsourced that to some place that would stage the birthday party experience. And that might cost $100 or $200 to be able to do.
Seems to me just like it's more experience economy relating directly or just for the service company or service sector or something, is it?
No, well, any company can decide to get into the experience business. So obviously it's sort of easier if you're coming from a service basis, because then you can take your services and make them more engaging, particularly with the concept of theater. As you mentioned, the subtitle to the experience economy is "Work is theater in every business estate." And so think about the basic difference between a service and experience then is to think about the difference between what and how. So what is the functional things that you have to do? If you are running a hotel business, you have to check people in, you have to clean the rooms, you have to put the amenities in the bathroom, and so forth. But how you go about doing that can turn it into an engaging experience. How is the theater portion? And being very intentional about what you're doing. So it's easy. So services, they can basically get the experience business by just thinking about how do they become more engaged in that. But manufacturers and commodity companies, it's much more difficult to do. But in fact, in commodities companies, the big trend in the U.S. is what's known as agritourism. So agricultural plus tourism. In other words, we're so divorced from the agrarian economy that just being on a farm is now an experience. So it's exposed people to being on a farm because people from the city don't know what that's like. And for them, that is an experience, where they can go and they can pet the cows and brush the sheep, they can feed chickens, they can go on a corn maze and a hayride and all that sort of stuff. That's an experience. So it's commodity companies can get into that. And then manufacturers can get in the experience business too, in order to particularly generate demand for their goods. So like Apple, for example, was a manufacturer. And when Steve Jobs first announced in 2005, I think it was, that they were going to get into the retail business, people said he was crazy. That you can't do that because you're a manufacturer. What do you know? And he proved them wrong by creating a great experience. And in fact, Apple stores are the #1 retail outlet in the world in sales per square foot because they combine great products with great experience.
Chris, can you expand more about?
You see, of course, in let's say in the last years, you see a lot of employees involved in this kind of providing experiences. But more and more, we see that some other things are coming, like robots. And we're going to show you a little movie where you see even animals servicing in a restaurant.
Don't you hate it when you go to a restaurant and the waiters are rubbish? Complete monkeys. Well, in Japan, they don't. They like their waiters to be monkeys. They can be precise. As this man can reassure us, they are actually better than the worst waiters. The monkeys are actually better waiters than some really bad human ones. Great, so that makes the monkeys just bad waiters, not really bad ones. Solved already. These two are Yachan and Kuchan, the hairiest employees at the Kayabayika Tavern in the city of Utsunomiya. And it turns out they're multi-talented. First up, they can get you a beer.
You come back from your beer just then, and you told us some beer. It's amazing how he seems to understand human words.
Then, when they've got you that beer, they can offer a bit of counselling.
These guys are really adorable. They're like my kids. Well, actually better. My son doesn't listen to me, but Yachan will.
So you get bad waiters, a beer, someone to listen to you when your kids won't. But there's more. You even get a hot towel.
It all started one day when I gave him a hot towel out of curiosity, and he brought the towel to the customer.
Best of all, you can be as generous as you like.